19 Ways how to make him worry about losing you. If you are in a new relationship, or if you are in a long-term relationship that seems to have fallen into a rut, you may be wondering how to make him worry about losing you. You want your relationship to be secure, and you want to make sure that he never wants to leave. While it is healthy to want to be a good partner, it can be unhealthy to worry too much about your partner leaving you. The best way to learn how to make him worry about losing you is to be the best partner you can be. Simply, if you are a good partner, he will want to keep you around for years to come. Don't nag him. One of the worst things you can do to your partner is nagging him about things you want him to do, or things you don't want him to do. Men hate to be nagged. Think carefully about what you are going to say and how frequently you have said it to avoid nagging. When you avoid being a nagging partner, you are showing him that you are agreeable and patient. These are very desirable qualities, and he will quickly be afraid of losing you because finding women with these qualities can be difficult. Keep things clean and organized. Everyone enjoys a clean and organized space. When you make the time and effort to keep spaces clean and orderly, it shows him that you want to make things easy for him. When he doesn't have to do much to help out around the house, he will greatly appreciate your efforts and not want to lose you. On the other hand, if you are constantly disorganized and don't clean frequently, he may begin to wonder if he can do better. Both partners should help keep things clean and organized, and if it all falls on him or doesn't get done at all, he may become very frustrated. Be spontaneous. You don't want your relationship to fall into a rut. If your relationship becomes boring and predictable, he may begin to wonder if he can get more excitement somewhere else. To make him worry about losing you, you should occasionally be unpredictable and spontaneous. It is even better if you are spontaneous about things that he enjoys. When he gets home from work, tell him that you're going to go out to his favorite restaurant. Or, when the weekend comes, instead of doing the predictable tasks or activities, decide to do something out of the ordinary and fun. Give him space to be himself. The worst thing you can do to your partner is smother them and never give him any space. People need space to themselves to be themselves and do things on their own. You want to spend time with your partner, but for a healthy relationship, you should also spend time apart. You should give him space to do things on his own or with his friends without you around. Many partners are far too clingy for the taste of most men. If you want to know how to make him worry about losing you, make all of his friends jealous of him by giving him all the space he could ask for. Express love daily. Never assume that your partner knows how much you love him. You should be expressing your love to him daily, constantly reminding him why he wants to keep you around. You should do this in many ways, not just by saying, "I love you." You can express love by showing him that you care about him by giving him a back rub after a long day, cooking him a nice dinner when you've had a lot of takeouts, or doing anything nice for him spontaneously that he will enjoy. There are a million ways you can show you care on a daily basis. Be open and honest. Honesty is a must for any good relationship. If you want him to worry about losing you, you need always to be honest with him and completely open about your feelings. Honesty isn't just about not lying about where you go or who you're with. Honesty is so much more. Being open and honest is speaking up when something is wrong. Being open and honest is telling him when you are feeling insecure and why. It is telling him things that may not matter to him, just because you want him to know everything about your life and your life together. Have good communication. Good communication is also very important for a healthy relationship. You should always be communicating with your partner about everything in your lives. Even when something seems small, you should be keeping the lines of communication open. Make compromises. If you want to know how to make him worry about losing you, one of the best things you can do is be prepared to compromise. One person cannot always be right in a relationship. In fact, you should not be worried about who is right or who gets their way, but rather what is best for both of you and the relationship as a whole. Making compromises sometimes means that you give in to what your partner wants, in exchange for getting something you want later on down the road. There are a lot of situations in which a compromise is not possible, and one person has to get their way. If it is not detrimental to you in some way, be prepared to give way to your partner to keep the peace. Cultivate positive qualities. One of the best things you can do to keep your partner by your side is to remain positive and have positive qualities. Positive qualities that will help make him worry about losing you are things like kindness, being affectionate, being patient, being friendly, and being understanding. A study done in 1991 researched groups of partners who were dating, engaged or married. They found that in all cases, positivity was a large factor in making sure that the relationship was successful. You must remain positive and have open communication to make a relationship work. Always look your best. Especially if you have been with your partner for a long time, it can be tempting to let somewhat yourself go. You may not always feel like dressing up or putting on makeup, and that's okay. However, you should attempt always to look your best for that day, depending on what you will be doing. You should not feel obligated to constantly look like you're ready for a night out on the town. However, making sure that your clothes are neat and clean, that your hair and teeth are brushed, and that your nails are manicured can make your partner feel that you are trying to be your best for him and yourself. Accept his friends. One of the worst things you can do in a relationship is trying to separate your partner from his friends. Especially friends he had had since long before you were together as a couple should be respected and accepted. You do not have to like his friends, and you do not have to spend time with them. Accepting his friends means that you accept that he has these interpersonal relationships that he wants to maintain. It's about giving him space and means to maintain those relationships and to spend time when his friends when he chooses. You should never make him feel that he has to choose you over his friends. Make yourself his best friend. At the same time, make yourself his best friend. He will have best friends that he hangs out with frequently and goes to for guy things. But for the vast majority of problems, comfort, and discussion, he should want to come to you for that support. To make yourself his best friend, you have to be willing to play the part. You may need to play devil's advocate while he's trying to make an important decision, or simply be there for support if he is going through a trying time. By always making yourself available to him when he needs you, you will find that he comes to you more often than his other friends for this support. Don't pick fights. It is also very important that you don't pick fights with your partner. Disagreements happen between couples all the time. It is a perfectly natural thing to happen. However, you need to pick and choose your battles carefully. Many things are not worth fighting about. There is a book by George Robert Bach and Peter Wyden that is highly recommended by psychologists and couples therapists. It is called The Intimate Enemy: How to Fight Fair in Love and Marriage. This book outlines when you should fight, when you should back down, and how to argue with your partner in a healthy way that will lead to mutually beneficial resolutions. Be a good listener. Part of being a good communicator is being a good listener. But you should also be prepared to be a good listener when communication is not the primary goal. There are times when your partner will need to simply just talk about something that is on his mind, a decision that has to be made, or something that is bothering him. Being a good listener is about listening to understand and offer comfort and support. When you only listen to respond, you are not a good listener. Listen, just to listen, and only offer input in these situations when it is asked for. Be respectful. Respect must be shown by both sides at all times for a healthy relationship. Showing respect means that you do not belittle him, berate him, or abuse him in any way. When you show respect to your partner, he will respect you in turn and not want to lose you because you treat him well. Respect is a two-way street, and if you do not respect him, he will not respect you. Respect is also a cornerstone of a healthy relationship. Be intimate. It is important that you are intimate with your partner frequently. Being intimate doesn't just mean that you spend a lot of time together in bed having sex. It also means that you are affectionate in other ways. Hugging and kissing when you see each other apart for a period is showing intimacy. You can also be intimate with your partner by cuddling frequently, maybe while watching a movie or while simply sitting and talking about your day. Holding hands when you walk down the street, leaning into each other at the movie theater, or holding hands while out to dinner can also be forms of intimacy. Share his interests. You won't be interested in everything that he is interested in. While you obviously have some compatibility, or you would not be a couple, that doesn't mean that you both like all of the same things. He may have quite a few interests that you are not interested in. However, that doesn't mean you can't share in his interests. When an event is coming up like a sporting event, a concert of his favorite band, a Comic-Con, or any such activity that he would be interested in, offer to take him to those events. Try to enjoy yourself, but most importantly make sure that he enjoys himself. When you both share in each other's interests, it allows you to become closer and be each other's best friends. Show your appreciation. Frequently show your appreciation for your partner. Saying please and most importantly thank you is important for making him worry about losing you. When you are constantly appreciative of everything that he does for you, the more he will realize that you love him and want to keep him around. He will also want to stay with you because it always feels good to be appreciated. Get relationship help. If you want to know how to make him worry about losing you and it is something that you worry about frequently, there may be a problem with your relationship. You don't want to spend all of your time trying to keep your partner by your side. They should want to be with you. When you constantly worry about keeping your partner, you cannot enjoy the relationship. When this becomes an obsession, it is important to seek the help of a therapist. They can help you identify why you are feeling this way, let you know if the relationship is a healthy one, and help the two of you work together for a healthier relationship. Love languages. Research the 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. His book outlines 5 ways to express and experience love that Chapman calls love languages: receiving gifts, quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, and physical touch. Knowing your partner's love language will help learn more about your partner and in turn provide a closer bond.